This is Myosen, Marcia Olsen, and I want to talk about the perfection of wisdom again. I love the beginning. I want to talk about the opening discussion between the Buddha and the gathering of over 1,200 monks and Buddha's elders. So I will quote a few paragraphs of the sutra, and then I will make some comments. There was a gathering of 1,250 monks, said to be arhats, on Vulture Peak, waiting to hear the Lord and his elder disciples expound the Dharma. The Lord said to the Venerable Subhuti the elder, "Make it clear now, Subhuti, to the Bodhisattvas, the great beings, starting from perfect wisdom, how the Bodhisattvas, the great beings, go forth into perfect wisdom." So the subject is the extinction of self, the exposition of no thing. Thereupon the Venerable Subhuti, by the Buddha's might, said to the Lord, "The Lord has said, make it clear now, Subhuti, to the Bodhisattvas, the great beings, starting from perfect wisdom, how the Bodhisattvas, the great beings, go forth into perfect wisdom." When one speaks of a Bodhisattva, what Dharma does that word Bodhisattva denote? I do not, O Lord, see that Dharma known as a Bodhisattva, nor a Dharma known as perfect wisdom. Since I neither find nor apprehend nor see a Dharma called Bodhisattva nor a Dharma called perfect wisdom, what Bodhisattva should I instruct and admonish in what perfect wisdom? And yet, O Lord, if, when this is pointed out, a Bodhisattva's heart does not become cowed or stolid, does not despair nor despond, if he does not turn away or become dejected, does not tremble, is not frightened or terrified, it is just this Bodhisattva, this great being, who should be instructed in perfect wisdom. It is precisely this that should be recognized as the perfect wisdom of a Bodhisattva. That Bodhisattva, as his instruction in perfect wisdom. When he thus stands firm, that is his instruction and admonition. So my comment, one should not be afraid because this is truth. This truth is in play already. This is the content of our being. The exposition of truth in this sutra reveals the true content of being and non-being. The Bodhisattva must stand firmly in non-standing. He must stand firmly in being that is non-being. So back to the sutra. Moreover, when a Bodhisattva courses in perfect wisdom and develops it, he should so train himself that he does not pride himself on that thought of enlightenment with which he has begun his career. That thought is no thought, since in its essential original nature, thought is transparently luminous. So here's some of my comment. So what is the thought that is transparently luminous, which the sutra expounds? It is different from ordinary human thought. The human thought with which we all initiated our resolve to seek and win enlightenment was an ordinary human thought. However, a few of us may have experienced, while in deep meditation, the origin of thought in its essential, original nature, quote unquote, as it is described in this exposition of the Dharma. This is distinct from ordinary human thought. This is an experience which engages both the mind and body simultaneously. When one experiences this deeper state, then one carries the experience into his activities and manifests his human state and activities out of and in confluence with this experience. The bodhisattva must stand firmly in the origin of thought, which is no thought. Then, when consciousness and human self breaks out from that experience, he discards no thought and manifests as an ordinary human being. He does not attach to either being or non-being. He uses both to advantage. So back to the sutra. Shariputra said, "That thought which is no thought, is that something which is?" And Subhuti answered, "Does there exist, or can one apprehend in this state of absence of thought, either a there is or a there is not?" And Shariputra answered, "No, not that." Then Subhuti said, "Was it then a suitable question when the Venerable Shariputra asked whether that thought which is no thought is something which is?" Shariputra, "What then is this state of absence of thought?" Subhuti answered, "It is without modification or discrimination." And my comment: the state of the absence of thought is a deep state without description. That thought, which is no thought, is transparently luminous, as the sutra says. It is beyond comparison. There is no comparison in this state of thought which is no thought.